to have him in the picture for February. Going to be tough to force his way back in.
I just think he lacks pace.
He actually, I agree with you. He's only in and around 120 kilometres an hour, but he's skillful. And he was very effective last year in the T20 World Cup, albeit on some difficult surfaces, particularly in St. Vincent. 17 bowled, 134 for 7.
हेलो साथीहरु, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा एप्सबाट लाइभ हेर्नुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Just for a moment at 95 for 3, with Neesham ticking, Bertel having been given a life. The drop catch that Josh Brown is going to want to forget. He just felt as though the Avengers might hunt this down. But then those 3 wickets in the last 5 overs, well, they've twisted the game. This is a big hit. I think he's got more than enough. Douthwaite might have some fun here at the death. A beautiful sight over his favoured long on region again.
I don't think he's middled it either. I think he's muscled this over long on for 6. Now, the problem when you're chasing these totals, Lenny, is that even though you have a good period, when you're chasing a total in excess of 180, 190 and you're getting up to 200, you can't have a dead period. You've got to just keep going. And it's often during that period where you're trying to sustain that high run rate where you end up losing wickets. And that's what the Royals would have kept on saying during the Bertel partnership with Jimmy Neesham, is that they can't just give us an opportunity.
Nicely pulled, Irie in the important position, makes it look easy. And Khatri says, not to him. I know my fielders and I'm not running 2 to the Tiger.
That's your one leg.
Khatri has to read the room here, doesn't he? Got to get Douthwaite on strike.
Douthwaite would have been desperate to get back on strike, but Khatri's correct. It's just 1.
Going to be given as a wide down the leg side. Now it is his trademark celebration. We saw it just twice in the T20 World Cup qualifier there in Oman, both for direct hit runouts. This was for the delivery to bowl Jimmy Neesham. Have a look at this. Put it up in lights. I don't think Neesham was happy. Oh, I don't know about you, HD. That's got to be the best somersault I've ever seen.
Well, I thought Simone Biles was a little bit better, to be brutally honest, with the gold medal in the Olympics.
How many golds did she win? Yeah, I forgot about her. Apologies, Simone.
I know when Dipendra Singh is on screen, you get a little bit carried away. I think they call it a bromance. But it's very one way, because I'm not sure he knows that you have these feelings about him.
Well, luckily his mother reciprocates on Dipendra's behalf. Yeah, I met Mrs. Irie during the first game, and I don't think there's a prouder mother in this country, and you can understand why. Yeah, he's a special cricketer. He really is setting new benchmarks, not just for cricketer in Nepal, but for the associate game. And that's why I certainly am a big fan. We were just talking about those sponsors, how important they've been to the growth of this tournament, and everyone involved in such a great job. There's the one that we ride in each day, the Womodo and Jaku, which is Nepal's fastest TV brand, providing the best in-segment range, ground clearance and spare tyre with top safety features. Don't need that spare tyre because it's such a nice ride.
And a battery that lasts in excess of 6 days, because those indicators are still going.
The wide down the leg side. Kuggeleijn, for me, I know he came back well the other day. Compared to his season 1 performance, is not quite at his best yet this year.
Well, he's got time, because if he keeps having to defend totals like this, he'll be okay. You know, he took wickets at the front, he took wickets at the back for them. But he does have a little bit of time to find his rhythm. It's a long tournament.
Massive! Oh, this is a monster! I don't think we've seen bigger. Show me three figures at the bottom of your screen. Not in terms of tournament sixes or nearly there. This is 90 metres plus, surely.
What about the sound this makes? In the slot, yes please.
This has to be 90 plus.
Get in the hole.
Don't do it. No.
That's
no,
impossible.
No.
78 metres.
No. I'm sorry, but no. That's got to be 90 plus. What's the straight boundary again, HD? 66? 63? Oh, come on. That's got to have gone. Massive. Absolutely massive. Big hit. The 150 comes up. Peterson wants some of them to be 12, doesn't he? Not too sure about that shout from KP, but that was a monster, I promise you that much. And that should be given as a wide. Good umpiring. Douthwaite nods ahead. What do you do here with 44 to win, now 43 to win off 13? Do you look for the single and the strike, or do you look for another massive hit out the ground?
Well, I think now if it's in the area, he's got to try and hit it out the ground. I don't think you can start saving deliveries. You've got to rely on Khatri to get you back on strike the next over. But everyone for you will be on the edge of the ring. So as long as you make contact, you can get off strike. But boundaries are required, lots of them.
Oh, he ends up doing neither. Dot ball, he wants the wide, not going to get it. Good over for the Avengers, but they still need 43 more. 151 for 7.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Really enjoyable scenes. We did see after the quick flurry of wickets fell, a few fans actually saying, okay, now's my time to go and get an early bus. Remember, so many have travelled from outside the valley to come and enjoy the action. But this is what we've got to look forward to on Dhaka Topi Day. Everyone's going to be looking resplendent on the first Super Saturday, as the Karnali Yaks will come back into action, taking on the highly impressive Lumbini Lions, who are looking to go from the very bottom of the table all the way up to the top. That'll be the morning game, and then the floodlights will kick in with the Kathmandu Gorkhas, the hometown side, taking on the Biratnagar Kings. A reminder, slightly different times on Saturdays, 11:15 and 3:30 p.m. Here's Bahara. Khatri does job. Now Douthwaite, he has complete licence here. He's got to probably hit, 5 or 6 sixes to have any chance out of these last 11 balls.
I don't think he's looking for a quick single, that's for sure. So Avinash, it's key here is that he doesn't bowl at the stumps. If you bowl at the stumps, you're bowling into the hitting zone of Douthwaite. He needs to keep it out of that area, bowl at the wide line. Even if he bowls the odd wide, that's fine. But bowl at that wide line, make him reach for you.
Good enough. He's thinking exactly like you are. The singles turned down. Recognition from Khatri that the last hope of the Avengers lays with the Welshman.
Now what Douthwaite will probably do is he'll crowd his stumps, but just bearing in mind that if he moves across, the wide line moves with him. It doesn't just stay in a station. So he can still bowl wide of that off stump and hope that Douthwaite goes over extra.
Nails the Yorker. This is the skills that Bahara brings. Yes, it is not at an express pace or anything close to it, between 115 and 120 kilometres an hour. But the remarkable accuracy that he brings is why he was one of Monty Desai's favourites at the death in this format. Yet to curry favour under Stuart Law. Big MPL, you never know. He could still force his way into India and Sri Lanka next year. T20 World Cup journey. Great stuff from Bahara. Nails it again. 3 in a row. Outstanding bowling.
Douthwaite needs to hang about in the crease, particularly when the ball's being bowled at 119, 120 kilometres an hour. He can come and stand 2 feet outside the crease and say, well, if you want to try and nail the Yorker, all the best, but if you miss, might be a full toss. But if you just keep standing that ground, he's lined up, he's got his radar.
Off the toe of the bat, but such is the power of Douthwaite, that'll run all the way for 4. 4s aren't enough now for the Avengers. He's had a fantastic evening, particularly compared to some of his teammates. Daniel Douthwaite, exceptional with the ball, and these are handy, impressive late runs.
But again, I know it's gone for 4, but it's very well bowled. Because he's bowled it wide of off stump, it hits the toe end of the bat, and so Douthwaite can't hit it out the ground. Been a very impressive over this, the 19th, arguably the most important of the innings.
But this time it's into the slot and it is out the ground. Technically this game is still alive, but you can see the frustration as the 100th 6 of the tournament belongs to Daniel Douthwaite. 1 over remains, 162 for 7. He's got to hit a single. That's the count. This game is still alive, only thanks to Daniel Douthwaite, but it's a frustrated looking cut to the Pokhara Avengers bench. Now, they're just working things out here. It's 32 to win off 6. With due respect to Bipin Khatri, the only way this is happening, Khatri's got to get a single off the first ball, and Douthwaite's got to hit 5 6s, and we're off to the super over. It's 32 to...
Words all around here for Dummy, who's been very impressive in the competition so far. He had a good outing the other day, 2 for.
हेलो साथीहरू, तपाईहरु चाहिँ अन्य वेबसाइट वा यसबाट लाइभ हेर्दै हुनुहुन्छ भने हाम्रो मुख्य वेबसाइट योनो टिभी हो है। त्यसैले गुगलमा गएर योनो टिभी सर्च गरेर हाम्रो अफिसियल मुख्य वेबसाइटबाट लाइभ हेर्दिनुस् है।
Ahead of Abhishek. Surely he goes ahead of Sumit. Maybe if you're chasing 140, different story.
A reminder, of course, Sumit Verma only signed in the last 48 hours, qualified for Uganda on residency. Came in, has been very impressive start to his international career, one of 2 Ugandans here who played out in the Challenge League. There's no Raymond Reefer here. I don't think he's going to come in the end. Jason Roy, they're still waiting for. Well, 4 in theory might be better than a single, but I'm not sure it is actually. Got to get Douthwaite on strike here. The top edge races to the rope.
3 wides have been bowled. You don't want to bowl any of those. They managed to scurry through for a single for wide because Douthwaite's on his bike. He's backing up and running.
That might make it game on. 2 wides. What did that give us? 26 off 5. Douthwaite on strike. 4 6s and a 2. Big get. Yeah, a wide and run through to the keeper. That's what you need here for the Avengers. Instead it goes straight into the sky. Who's going to get there? Might fall into no man's land. Bandari doesn't get underneath it. It ends up as a single. Well, the problem is now, that's why I said that 4 was no good, because the equation is more than 6 runs per delivery. They're going to need some help from the bowler. Young Dami, keep your foot behind the line.
I'm not sure what it is, but there's been a number of catches that have gone into the night sky over the course of the first 5 or 6 days, and it seems as though that the fielders running towards the boundary are the ones that are more intent to take the catch. That are coming off the boundary are reluctant.
Yeah, I think that particular one was just kind of flukily hit into absolute no man's land. The crowds are now recognising that they're almost there. The Royals. One bounce, and that's going to be that. Listen to the cheers around the banks, around these new stands. The Royals haven't had it all their own way across the two games, but ultimately they're going to have two very comfortable victories.
And the Avengers will look at things and say, you know what, we can bat, we've got some power hitters, we've got some very skillful players, particularly our captain, but we cannot keep chasing these types of totals. We've got work to do with our bowling.
I need a bit more from young Dinesh Karel up at the top as well. We were impressed with him last season. 2 low scores thus far. Just wonder, does Bertel maybe say, do I get myself up there? Kieran Thaguna, local cricketer who many think a huge amount of, hasn't shined yet. That one will be a wide, but it will be too little too late. 26 required off 3